I am back again. We're still learning for the canvassing program. Uh, we're getting closer and closer every time. And by God's grace, everything will be well. We will see each other again. There are a few more things that I do want you to remember, that I want you to know before you get there. I hope that you are reviewing these videos. Don't watch them just one time, just once or twice, until you know that you are comfortable with the information giving. Today we're going to cover three things, and that is the no soliciting signs, the safety guidelines, and the police officers. And next time we're going to cover a couple of things more. No soliciting signs. At doors you will find people who put up the no soliciting. These signs are good. They're more information for you to know. This means that they either have a weakness to buy, and that's why they don't want to answer the door. They don't want to be bothered, and that, is understandable. And someone else put it there. Probably the tenants that lived there before, or the people that owned the house before, and they moved and they never bothered to take it down. It's like those signs that says a dog, be careful, there's a dog here, and there's no dog there. They're just signs that people put up and then they forget that they are there. So the no soliciting signs are good for you. That just doesn't mean that you're going to stop and you're going to skip a house. We never skip a house. Skip a house, skip a blessing. Let me repeat that. Skip a house, skip a blessing. So what do we do about them? Well, we ignore those signs. They can actually become your best customers. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, that's Gisselle giving us, information so that we don't skip a house. No, it is so true. At a no soliciting house, I sold 8 books. Mind you, there were a lot of other things, but she had a no soliciting sign, and I ended up selling 8 books to this woman. So they are your best customers. And you need to remember, we are not solicitors. And we'll talk about that. What do you mean we're not solicitors? We're talking about that in a little bit. But what to do about them? We ignore them. If they do open the door and they do say no soliciting, it usually means they're not interested. They usually only remember then, after you've canvassed them a little bit and they are like, oh, we're not interested. That's only when they remember, oh, I do have a no soliciting sign, because they're not interested. So your reply is, no problem. Some people don't consider us solicitors because we're doing missionary work. So we like to give everyone a chance. So if somebody says to you, no soliciting, you say, no problem. Some people don't consider us solicitors because we're doing missionary work. So we like to give everyone a chance. I'm going to repeat that a third time because you need to remember this. No problem. Some people don't consider us solicitors because we are doing missionary work. So we like to give everyone a chance. If people tell you, are you selling something? You're like, trying. You smile. You're like, trying, because you truly are trying to sell something. When rejected, you need to drop down, Sometimes they scream across. They're like, we're not interested. And you continue on and say, for those who are not interested, just to let you know who stopped by. You say, just to let you know who stopped by. And then you go, we're with the world famous Bible story company that you see in doctors and dentists' offices. Pick up your canvas from there on. So if they're asking, are you selling something? You're trying. If you're rejected, you drop down. Why don't we just turn around when we see the signs? Why do we not respect the signs that say no soliciting? Well, Luke 14, verse 23, I'm going to read to you what it says. Luke 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. What are we supposed to be doing? We're compelling them to come in. We're not forcing them, but we're leading their attention to a point where they realize, I need this. So we never skip a house that says no soliciting. You just take it as these are your best customers. And if they tell you when you're canvassing, that means they're just not interested. But you give them everyone a chance. And that's the point. You want to give everybody the chance. Who needs salvation? Everybody does. Especially those that say no soliciting. That covers the no soliciting signs. Now I want to talk about some safety guidelines. We do need to be extremely careful when we are canvassing. Yes, we're doing God's work and everything else, but that does not mean that we're going to be, what's the word that I want to use? I can't think of it right now, but we need to be extra careful with what we're doing. Always keep something I can contact you with. I'm sure most of you will have a cell phone, or if you don't have a cell phone, I'll put you in a street with somebody who does, so that I can contact you whenever necessary, or you can contact me. So always keep in mind that I want to be able to contact you, and you want to be able to contact me at any point, especially if you need books. Ladies, never enter a house alone where there are only males. People do invite you to their homes, and you need to be very discreet about it. You need to be very smart about it. Need to let the Holy Spirit guide you. But when there are only males in the house, there's no need of the Holy Spirit guidance. You just stay out. Why? Because you're putting yourself in a situation where you can be truly hurt, and that's not what the Holy Spirit wants. You just stay out. Make sure there's a female present before you come in to any house. So if a male comes out and he tells you come in, you gotta make sure that his wife, his mother, some female is there, and not just a little girl female, but a female. Don't come into a house, where it's dark and everything else. No. Make sure they are more than just males. When entering a house, you can inform your leader. You can say such and such, Kyla is entering 1835. I'm saying Kyla because that's in my information, but you say Gisselle or Pepito or Peter or whoever, is entering, and say the number of the house. That would be great. That would make me so happy. You can text me, in fact, and say entering 1835. That lets me know that whatever street I put you on, in that street, there's a house number that's 1835, and you are in there. Because if I'm looking for you and I'm going up and down the street and I can't see you, I'm going to freak out. So when you come into a house, if you can let me know, let your leader know, please do so. Take a moment, a second to text and let me know where you're at. When walking between houses, always keep an eye out for your partner. If you see something suspicious, call your leader on the radio. We do put you two at a street, not two at a door, two at a street. We do that so that you take care of each other. So when you're walking between houses, you look back to find your partner, make sure that he or she is doing well, and you continue on. But if you've been walking, down your street, and, it's been like 20, 30 minutes, 40, 50 minutes, and you cannot see, or, anything about your partner, text me, let me know. I've gone down the street, you tell me, I'm going up the street of my partner and I can't find him. Could you make sure that he's okay? It's not to alarm, it's just to keep everybody tapped, just to keep everybody in safety. So when walking in between houses, just look out for your partner across the street. If you should be harassed or if you feel threatened at any time, immediately call your leader, whether you are in a house or on a street. If you feel like the environment and you felt threatened and you feel harassed, please do contact me and let me know. Don't say, oh, okay, I feel it, but I'm gonna be okay. No, no, no. Call me. We'll talk about it. We'll change streets or whatever else, so that you do feel comfortable, and so that your safety is number one. We're trying to reach people out there, but in the meantime, we're not trying to lose anyone. So please contact me if by any chance you feel threatened. You will have your cell phones. Don't have any personal conversations while you're doing canvassing, because I need to be in a constant communication with you. So there's no talking on the phone while you are canvassing. Why don't they let people talk on the phone while they're driving? Because it is a distraction. The phone can be a distraction. So if you're canvassing and you're on the phone while, maybe you're at a door and you talk, but while you're between doors and walking along, you're talking, you're not paying attention to your surroundings. You're opening up yourself for all kinds of dangers. You should be looking out. There should be no distractions. You should be talking to the Holy Spirit, so that He inspires your thoughts, so that He opens your eyes up to the location that you're at. No personal conversations. I need to be able to contact you at all times. So please stay. I guess you can summarize the safety guidelines into open communication with your leader. Not between partners, street partners, not between you and your friend across, the state or everybody else. There should be none of that. I want you completely focused in what you're doing, in who you're talking to, and where you're located. So I guess the most important thing is, don't go into houses when there's only males. That's for the lady canvassers. And if a house is is dark and it's gloomy, don't go in there either. Be very smart about what you're doing. I have had people that I have canvassed that were on drugs, but I always stayed outside. I made sure that there were people around me and nothing ever happened. So even if there are interesting situations, because there will be, but it doesn't need to go farther than that. So be smart about those things. And that pretty much covers safety guidelines. I'm sure you can think of other circumstances, and when we get to the canvassing, we'll talk about that and we'll answer those questions as well. The last thing I want to talk about is police officers. They are your friend. Notice that all the negative things all that we think it's negative is actually positive. Police officers are your friends. And what you're doing is legal. So if you think you're naughty, it will show on your face and keep the officer from trusting you. Your face should be saying, hey, I'm doing this. I'm as clear as water. And what I'm doing is legal. So there should be no reason why you should be nervous when the police officer talks to you. He's just a police officer, and he's just making sure that there is safety in the community, and you are safe, and you're not in any way putting the community in any danger. So there's no reason to be afraid of them. There's no reason to be nervous of them. Two entities that also go door to door in non-soliciting areas without getting in trouble are Girl Scouts and Jehovah's Witnesses. And do you see them getting pulled over and then put into the police car and taken to prison? No, because they are doing something that is legal. And they are entities, organizations. They're non-solicitors just as we are, and they don't get into trouble. So we won't get into trouble. They will ask you, though, what you're doing, and by all means, do canvass them. And I mean that in two simple ways. Canvass them because in your canvass, you're letting them know everything that you're doing. Hi, my name is Gisselle, and I'm working on a community project. You just told them your name. You just told them what you're doing. We're not selling junk food. We're not selling magazines, but we're doing something much better. The canvas itself tells them what you're doing. It's the information that they need. So canvas them. The other second way I mean canvas them is literally canvas them. Instead of selling junk food magazines, we decided to offer something more lasting. I'll let you take a look. Give them the book. Hand them the books. Tell them what the book's about. Mind you, they'll buy themselves. So, police officers are good. They're great. Love them. Do not be afraid of them. And if for some odd reason they're still asking questions and they're not letting you through, call me. Tell me, oh, I'll let you know what's how you let me know, but you just call me. But in reality, police officers can be some of our best customers because they understand the boldness that one needs to have to be able to do this job. They realize that it's not an easy, and so you need to canvas them with boldness. Mention that you are a Seventh-day Adventist Reform Movement missionary. This is most surely, if after you canvass them and you tell them what your name is and what you're doing, and they still have more questions, do let them know that you're with the Adventist Reform and that you're a missionary, that you're not proselytizing. You're not doing that. You're just doing missionary work. Be polite, not cute. Be polite, not cute. Two different things. I'm so sorry, officer. I did not mean to cause you any trouble. We're missionaries for the SDARM, or Seventh-day Adventist Reform Movement. Be apologetic is what I'm saying as well, because they are doing their job, and and for some reason they thought you were in trouble, but you apologize. No, I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean to cause you any trouble. We're just missionaries for the Seventh-day Adventist Reform Movement. I don't like to say Seventh-day Adventist Reform Movement. I just say Adventists. And most people are in common with Adventism. You do overload them with information, meaning you give them as much information as possible. And that way they won't ask anymore. Although some of them will ask, and you'll have to notify me. Notify me, but don't say it when you're calling me. Oh, don't use the word police. You say, this is your name and I need administrative assistance. When you say administrative assistance, I automatically know what you mean. I know that you're speaking to a police officer and you've been stopped. So, don't use the word police. Administrative assistance is what they are called. It's what, we refer to them as. So, we've covered no soliciting. We don't skip those. They're our best customers. Use wisdom as far as safety goes. Don't go into houses where, thereby you're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. Always be careful of your surroundings. And last, police officers are your friends. Canvas them. That way you give them the information and give them the opportunity to buy books. If they're still being headstrong and they would like to continue on, or they're not letting you get on, then please do call me and say, I need administrative assistance. And I think that covers all the information that I wanted to give you right now. This is a much shorter video, I think. Anyways, take time to listen to these. If you have any questions, you can post it on Facebook. I'm sure others have the same questions as you do. So post it on the Facebook page that we have for all of you canvassers. And I hope that these have been a blessing. I will see you again. God bless.